Hey everyone! Today Eric is going to show me how to replace a hanging light fixture. I have never done this before, but Eric does it all the time, so he's going to walk me through all the steps. And we've been living with this witch's hat light, is what we call it, for almost 9 years, so we're excited to see it go.
And as always, if you feel unsafe or unsure, feel free to consult or hire a licensed and bonded electrician that knows your local code.
Are we electricians?
No, we are not. We just play one on TV. So the first thing you want to do is cut the power to the light for safety. And then it never hurts to verify that the power is off using either a voltmeter or a tester. So the next thing we're going to do is remove the screws at the ceiling. There you go. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to attempt to pull the wires through the mounting plate up there so that they can be undone. The mounting plate might be different than what we have here. Some light fixtures are through the mounting plate and then tied in a knot. And so now what Tara's going to do is unscrew counterclockwise the wire nuts. And then see if you can kind of pull the wire down a little bit to get it to separate. There we go. And now here's the witch's hat has been removed from the ceiling.
Bye.
We're going to go bury it in the backyard.
Our new light came with its own mounting bracket, so we're going to take down the old bracket and put this new one in. Okay.
So your bracket may vary, but you'll want to find the downside that's going to point towards the floor. In this case, the grounding screw, you want it to be pointed down like this. So she's going to reuse the screws we just took out to mount this new plate. And you want to feed the wires to the center.
Okay.
So it might be easier to pre-feed those.
Very tight.
You don't want to crush it or anything. That's good. Just like hand tight.
Oh, that was easy. That was easy. These are the typical wires you will see in a light fixture.
And you've got black is hot, white is neutral, and copper is ground. And note that not every wire in the ceiling or an outlet will always follow this color pattern, but this is what it's supposed to be. If it's other colors, you may need to use a meter to determine what's what, but typically you're going to hook black to black on the new appliance, white to white, and copper to copper.
And this is the new light fixture that we will be installing.
And as you can see, it's got the black, white, and copper wires, and they've pre-stripped them. You just have to pull off this little bit of plastic here and then twist the wires clockwise. If they weren't already stripped, you would want to use strippers to remove about a ½ inch of the sheathing off the end.
When I installed this bracket, I made sure to run the wires through the hole in the middle. Now I'm going to connect all of these wires with their matching wires on the fixture. And Eric says we can leave the plastic on to help protect it from getting scratched.
So now I would do the copper first.
Okay.
Okay, this part's tricky. And what you're going to do is you're going to make a little loop. And you're going to put this around that green screw. If you grab the copper wire, that's good. So then you're going to get that little loop over that screw too. This is going to be tricky. Oh, perfect. Now you want to tighten the screw.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to let go.
Oh. I attached the ground wire, wrapped those around the green screw, and we crimped it down. And now I'm going to be twisting these wires around each other, black to black and white to white. So your light fixture might have come with new wire nuts, but if not, use the appropriate size new wire nuts. Don't use the old ones because they would be trashed, right? Like ours were like 60 years old.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use this and twist each of these matching wires together.
And you want to twist these wires until they aren't twisting anymore and you've got them on there nice and tight. Next, we're gonna wrap the wire nuts with electrical tape. It's basically like belt and suspenders. It just gives it a little extra protection from the wire nut ever coming loose. You just want to rip off probably maybe about, yeah, about that much. And then you just want to wrap it around the wire nut and part of the wire. Maybe add a little more tape. If you miss a spot, just add more tape. Alright, the next step is a little tricky, and you most definitely probably want to have two people to do this part. We're going to lift the light fixture up to the mounting plate and insert the screws into the mounting plate, and it requires kind of holding up the light fixture at the same time while you're getting the screws in.
And where do we put all this wire? Just in this?
So yeah, the wire you're going to need to tuck up into the box up there. And in this case, we're going to tuck it up kind of to the sides of the bracket so that the wire nuts are up in the box out of the way. The wire itself will kind of just coil up into the fixture cap. So go ahead and push the yellow up into the open area. There you go. That looks good.
How can you see the hole?
Exactly. So this fixture came with these threaded mounting screws that we're going to use.
Okay.
So if you feed one through, you have to try to figure out like which set of holes you're going to use.
Yeah.
So thread it just a tiny bit, and then do the other one. A good technique for this is to thread one of the screws just a tiny bit into the hole, and then do the other one so you can still see up in there. And then this way you can get them both pre-threaded a little bit before you thread it all the way. Another technique you can use is to remove the end piece from the bolt, which usually comes off, and pre-thread the bolts up into the bracket. Alright.
Now I put this.
Yeah, so it can't fall back down, and then we're going to have to crank that thing quite a bit to get it up in there.
No! Okay, make sure that these screws are very snug and you didn't pinch any wires while installing this. And then we can remove the extra plastic. Is it like...
Yeah, it's made to...
But see, like this part is like crooked?
That's because the ceiling isn't straight.
Ew.
Probably. Any scissors or anything?
Oh, I'm losing interest.
I can see that.
My shoulders. At this point, we're going to test out the fixture to make sure that I didn't mess it up. So we're going to put just some random working bulb in there before we actually put the final globe lamp. And just turn on the breaker and find out if it works. Alright, moment of truth.
And now, whenever you get done, we got to turn it off before we do the globe.
Wait, what do we do?
Well, I mean, when we're putting the globe on, you don't want it on because you won't be able to see.
Okay. Now we're going to put our globe in place.
So I'm going to lift this up. Is it on there?
It's centered on there. And now we just screw that down.
One, do the screw.
Boom. No more witch's hat. Yay.